is plus 447405964146. Plus 447405964146. If you call on this number, of course, we will take your call. And please go straight to the point.
Can you please call out the number very slowly so that our admin can pick it up from everywhere and make sure it is widely distributed? What was the number again, please? Slowly.
The number is plus 447405964146. They're already calling.
Are they calling?
Yes.
Then take the call then.
Right.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. No, they've gone off. Have you taken another call, please? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Good evening, Director.
Good evening. Good evening, please. Where are you calling? Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, Director, my name is Batiti Weekend Wanko. Right now, I reside in Aba, but I'm calling from Anambra now. I'm from Abake. Abake is in Ndoke, in Aba province.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I say, let's go start there.
He said,
Let's go start there and bless you.
he said, I'm bless you too. Go ahead.
You have done so much for us. Director, please, my question is this. Hello?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Director, I said that you put that there and bless you.
And bless you too. Bless you too. Bless you too. Please go ahead. Can you hear? No, they can't. They cannot hear us. They can't. Please take the next person. I think he's waiting. There's always a delay. I keep saying this all the time. There is a delay. The speed of sound is about 800 miles per hour or so. Please. Can you hear me? Another one, please. Another one. Another one, please. They are not paying attention. The speed of sound makes it imperative that it would take about 3 to 4 seconds for you to hear what I'm saying via your radio. So it's very important for you to factor that in. So when you call and we take your call, you begin to speak immediately, please. The call on the phone, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Your calls are picked. You go ahead and say what you want to say. Very important. There is no much time left for us here. Next call on the phone. Go ahead, please. Call on the phone.
Can you hear me? No. It's not happening this evening.
No,
It's not happening this evening.
maybe it's from here.
I don't think so, because I can hear them. They're waiting for their voice to come out on their listening device before they can say anything, which...
let's try another one.
Yes, go ahead. The call on the phone, can you hear me? No? Have they connected now? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Sunday Bonnie. I'm calling from Mazi State.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, good evening.
Good evening.
My question is, you know about a kind of a place where people, I don't know how to put it.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's like people who don't go to school because of some 5 naira or 2 naira the politicians are giving to them. What happened on Thursday in cemetery when the politicians came to cemetery? people were, 5,000 naira make them to destroy themselves. So, and we are telling them that we are going to vote. But people were telling us that we should go and sit down. So, sir, I don't know. What are we going to do about this set of people that are behaving like as if they don't hear what is going on? Thank you, sir.
Yes, it is expected. Such people are there. It is to be expected. You know, even before the Israelites left Egypt, there were some taskmasters that were working for Pharaoh and reporting their people. There were informants, basically. Even in the Bible, there are informants. There are people who will always present themselves as instruments for the devil or as agents of destruction and that of darkness. So they will always exist in our land. The thing is that that is why I keep praying all the time for Chukwukika Biamo to give us the common sense, the reasoning and the understanding to know that 5,000 naira will finish, but your problems and your suffering will never finish. Again, I keep saying this thing about black people. Reasoning is not one of our strongest points. I keep saying this all the time. In any other part of the world, people would have risen up now in a violent rebellion and revolt against the establishment, but instead we collect 5,000 naira and say, sit down, I'm going to vote. But tomorrow you start complaining, your wife, is stillborn, child is dead in a hospital, and you're running around looking for money and asking for help, not knowing that within politics all problems are solved. If you suffer now, you will reap the reward tomorrow, like with everything else in life. But if you accept 5,000 naira to go out and vote on the 16th, then your life will be destroyed completely and totally. There are DSS, army, and police plain clothes in every village. If you catch them, you bury them alive. Our security should be very, very vigilant. If you catch any of them, you bury them alive. We know they're in every village, scouring and scavenging like the animals that they are. If you catch them, you bury them alive. Please, the next person. Is there any other person on the line?
Yeah, there is.
There is? Okay.
What?
They call out the phone. Can you hear me? That's what I'm saying. They have lost their discipline once again, these people. They call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from?
I am Indonesia. I'm calling from Abakaleke.
Yes, go ahead.
From a boy state.
Thank you.
Am I
Please go
speaking
ahead.
with the director?
Yes, you are, and the whole world as well, because everyone is listening to you.
Director, please, God will help you.
You say, and you too.
God will exalt you. God will lift you.
You say,
You have done well for us. You've shown us road where there is no road. We believe that there is no road, but you've shown us that there is road. I just thought to greet you.
thank you very much.
Next time, I will call fully.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. This is Radio Biafra with the time now approximately 5 minutes past the top of the hour, 7 p.m. here in London. We are reaching out to the whole world. Humanity is listening to us as they always do. This at some point was the most popular radio station on this very earth. So we reach places where ordinarily zoo radio stations and television cannot reach. So the message of Biafra is resonating right all over the world. And I keep saying, stay at home on the 16th and you survive. Go out, collect 5,000 naira and vote, and your life or what is left of it will be completely destroyed, beyond repair. If you collect your 5,000 naira and vote, will Aba be built? Will our infrastructure that has been dilapidating for heaven knows how many decades now be repaired or restored? The answer is no. The best thing to do is to take your future into your hands. Only Biafra can save you. Anything else is purgatory. Is anybody on the line? They call on the phone, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Igwe by name, calling from Ebonyi province.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
My leader, I'm very, very happy to speak to you this night.
Thank you.
Whatever they are doing, they are beaten out of the bush. Our referendum is going to take place on 16th of February, and all the Biafra land will affect on it. That is my assurance. I don't want to ask you a question because I don't have a question to ask you right now. But I'm just telling you that we are much prepared for the 6th at home coming 16th February. Thank you very much, and I also thank my deputy leader, Uche Mefor.
Yes.
May Yahweh Hoshua, Chukwokika Biama, bless you people in the name of Yahweh Hoshua.
Yes, thank you very, very much for that. Thank you very much. Would you have anything to say?
Yes.
Starting from that, yes. Go ahead. So what you have to say.
Yeah, it's regarding some of the questions that people have been asking. I think it's very important that we do one or two of them. Some people are still saying, even sending messages that Nnamdi Kanu is a coward. He ran away from prison. He left his colleagues and accepted bail terms. Not only that, he ran away when Python Dance came for him, and now even in Israel he could not stay there. He has come back to the United Kingdom. That people are dying on his behalf and all that. These are some of the questions. I mean, and then he went ahead to say, is it how a true leader should be behaving?
Who is this? Is it one of the people expelled from IPOB? One of the criminals expelled from IPOB?
He's
is he a Yoruba man?
Facebook.
Is he Yoruba or is he?
You see the name.
He is anybody. He could be Yoruba or Hausa or one of the traitors chased away from IPOB. I wanted to ask the person what they have done in their life before, if they have confronted any authority before. Do you have it on record? Anybody standing up in court and calling Buhari when he was alive a madman? Can you recall anybody doing that before? When I was in prison, and this faceless person on Facebook is writing rubbish. I told you here because you don't read history, you don't know history. Nelson Mandela fled to Nigeria for your information. I was staying with Mbasulika Meiji. Have you forgotten that I announced I was going back to the zoo and I returned to the zoo? Or sometimes, you know Yoruba, when they lack something to say, because they have nothing to say. What we have done speaks for itself. As I told them earlier, because they were not listening, they think they can use jest. It's like Yoruba, when you write a very compelling article about Biafra or IPOB, they go down there and they start commenting rubbish, especially on Vanguard. That's what they do. They never go to the truth of the matter. If you can point out one Yoruba man who's ever stood up in court to say what I said before, then I will concede to you. But there is none. Absolutely none. What to do is second to none. They came to my house to kill me, and they killed 28 of my men in the process. Unarmed person with my parents in my house. They sent a battalion. But I'm sure if they come to arrest you, they will send one yellow fever man controlling traffic. They sent a whole battalion of army, armored tanks, 2 fighter jets, 4 helicopters to my house. That tells you all that you need to know, assuming you have any common sense left. But I'm not sure you do. It could be one of those idle gossipers.
And Boko Haram is dancing in their territory, and they run down to Biafra land.
These are black people in Africa that cannot reason. Why do you think that we are colonized? Why do you think we are still being colonized till this very day? Why do you think we are drowning in the Mediterranean Sea? Why do you think we are dying in the desert trying to trek to Europe where we can survive? Why do you think we are being deported from all over the world back to Africa? Because we cannot reason properly. And this person have just proven that he cannot reason properly. He didn't ask Shenka where he was. Bola Ahmed Tinubu that you worship today, do you know where he ran to? Did anybody come to his house? The answer is no. But he fled all the same. Janakira, they fled, isn't it? Everybody did, except a poor man that stood by. I went home. I confronted the zoo. I went to their court. I defeated them. I broke 6 cordons of the army. At Abakaliki, I went to Ekulobi and I broke them into pieces, and I held my rally and I left. They couldn't contain me until they sent the army. Only when Nyanwodo, Okezi Bazo, Dave Omahi, and Obiano signed that I should be killed, did they come to my house? So go and research your facts very clearly. And if you're a human being, you come out direct and call me live on Radio Biafra so I can decimate you. Please go ahead. Anyone else?
Yes. There is another question of the election boycott. They are saying that the IPOB has shot herself in the legs for...
Is the person educated?
Signing up for boycotting election. I think it's very important.
Ask this person that you have been voting. Are things okay? If they say things are hunky-dory, things are perfect, then I will say I will lift the ban on boycott. But you know things are not okay. You complain every day, things are not fine. You are dying. No hospitals, no schools, no roads, nothing is working. And then you come back again and you're asking us to go and vote.
And I wondered, why is Obasanjo crying now that they are about to rig the election? Why is Danjuma crying? And why is, what is his name? Some individuals from Biafra land, they are crying that they are about to rig the election. Then why are you going to vote?
The fact of the
why
matter,
are you going to vote?
The fact of the matter is that, as I said before, our people never learn. We never learn from history because history are not taught in schools. You know, somebody is coming, oh, you are this, so you want me to go to war. And I said, I'm coming and I'll bring hell with me. When the right time comes, you will see it. And they'll be the one shouting, oh, Nnamdi Kanu brought war to us. Didn't you know the consequences of it? Please forget those people. It reminds me of what somebody wrote on Facebook concerning Solomon. And what's the name of that very person? And I want to announce it categorically live on air that there is nothing called IPOB in Scotland to start with. And if they ever existed, they have been abolished tonight. Anybody associated with or associating with those parading themselves as IPOB in Scotland, writing rubbish under pseudonyms and aliases on Facebook against Solomon that has done so much work for IPOB more than they can ever do in their whole useless lives, are hereby removed from IPOB for good. Nothing like IPOB in Scotland. If you want to gossip maliciously, you take it elsewhere. There are
I have been hearing about IPOB in Scotland, but
recruited by Indian World and all the rest of them. There's something called IPOB in Scotland. IPOB in Scotland. This person is saying that since the definition of referendum has to do with going to the polls, that is where people vote to decide what is sitting at home. My goodness me. Referendum and plebiscite are the same thing. Please, for the information of those who do not know, it doesn't imply physically going out to vote.
Protest mechanism.
Exactly. There are various mechanisms for conducting a plebiscite or referendum. Ours is more akin to a plebiscite than a referendum, but once you go into it now, their brain will become scrambled. They cannot reconcile both. So let's stick to the word referendum. Referendum can be conducted or held in different ways or forms. Boycott is a very potent weapon. Please go back to your history books. Type in Awolowo, 1964, election boycott. Type in June, 1976, Soweto, election boycott. You will see it there, for goodness sake. Why don't you read history before you comment on social media? My goodness.
And the reason why you go to vote is to ascertain the number of people who actually went for it.
Who went for it?
We have a way of knowing the number of people or the size of the people that responded or not.
The fact of the matter is that most of our people
or modality
are not schooled enough on the modalities of freedom fighting and how you can accomplish. Ours is civil disobedience. We will not say that. Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience, that is what we are deploying. And abstaining from the polls is one of it. If you want to go and vote, then you have no right to complain afterwards that things are difficult for you.
Of course.
Any more questions, or do you want us to take a call?
Yeah, let's take a call.
The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, I don't think so. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, hello. Is that
no, we cannot hear them. And I believe that we have come to the end of today's proceedings, unless you have more questions for me, which I want to answer.
Of course, this is not directly related to election.
Yes.
But it has to do with the issue of our people in Biafra land. Some of them are saying that IPOB believe in Onubewana balance, but some of our people are suffering without IPOB leadership giving them attention. How true is this?
People will always, there are, see, people are trying to do everything they can to disrupt the harmony that exists within IPOB. They've done everything. Saboteurs have come, traitors have come, and they have gone. They couldn't succeed. So what they're trying to do is, because IPOB is a phenomenon they have never seen before, and everybody is trying to do the best they can to try and bring IPOB down to their very myopic level, and it will never work. We take care of our own. Our legal department is the most expensive and the busiest. No one is abandoned. We look for our people and we bring them out. If funds are coming from home or not, the diaspora will keep doing all they can to sustain our legal team back home on the ground. We have not forgotten anybody, and we can never ever forget anybody, because it's our duty and our responsibility, which I swore to defend every family member who is in any form of difficulty. So if you bring it to our attention, of course we shall look into it and deal with it. But nobody's funding us, nobody's sponsoring us, we fund ourselves, and because of that there is a limited amount of money we can devote to welfare and to legal bills. But we have prioritized legal issues, and that is what we're dealing with at the moment. If you have any issues, please contact your local welfare officer to be passed along, and we shall do the best we can. We never abandon our own. Where we are. The call on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Director.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Mike Chined. I'm from Switzerland, okay?
Go ahead.
I'm going to get your speech most of the time, and most of the things in the book is 100% correct. And this is since I noticed since more than 20 years ago, okay? And from your preaching and from your speeches and all those things, yeah, but the question is eligible. After these things, boycott, demonstration, these things, it's not working. Or any other strategy you on your own now to make sure that the people they get this information. You understand? Because even the Yoruba, because for me, I always know that not the Yoruba the major problem the people. So of course anything actually they counter it because of their own benefit. You get what I'm saying? So apart from that, when you and those Yorubas they benefit, it's not even the whole Yorubas, it's those elites. So it's any other way to disseminate this information so people can change their ideas. So because the Fulani they sustain brainwashing every tribe in Nigeria to go against people.
Yes.
So that is my question.
The thing is that we are doing the best we can, but don't forget. Don't forget. Listen, don't forget that the Fulanis immediately after the war, they cleverly appointed their own people in positions. Everybody you see emerging in our place, either as a governor, as a senator, as a House of Reps member, or even in Ohanese, we are all prearranged by Fulani Caliphate. They know those to bring. Now, there is something called consistency. This damage has been done for nearly 50 years, and we are trying to repair it. And for the past 6 years, we've been on air trying to fix it. And 4 of those past 6 years, I've been in prison or incommunicado. Do you understand?
No,
so effectively...
One second, please.
Yes.
Let me tell you, for this last 6 years you've been disseminating information. Let me tell you, the information is going, but it's like drip. But people are aware. Unlike 10 years ago, but this communication for past 6 years, only the people are aware of what is happening. So don't think that the communication, or maybe the broadcasting and the people are not listening, only many of us, because before when I make this argument, people say this guy is he mad or is he crazy, But with this your broadcast, only people are there away and then You know, because there's common thing, like for me, like for some of us, you have a house as an Igbo man, you run on your village, maybe in Anambra State or so. You see somebody there, the person, you give the person money for living in your house. The Yoruba man run to Lagos, he collects 500,000 or 1 million. So what I said, we pay double, we Igbos, we pay double, and this is the way they just created that Nigeria to be. So that's what I'm saying, open on when another strategy. I know it will take time, I bet the next 6 years or 10 years, many people get aware of what is happening. Because I know like the Delta, the Benin, or those problem, they are following up. But the major problem one I put is Yorubas.
Yes, the only way to overcome them, in my opinion, is that we need to boycott the elections. That is number, and it works. The thing about it is that I can understand the impatience. We've been broadcasting for 6 years. Our deputy here has been doing very well in my absence. Of course, you know what the traitors and the saboteurs did. Try to destroy what we're doing. Now, I have only preached consistently for about 2 years and a bit. But I'm very glad that you said that this very message is sinking in. What I'm doing is to appeal to the sense of the average decent Yoruba person to rise above their tribal instinct, to see that the problem that they are facing, that others are facing it as well, and that collectively we can fight to go our separate ways and then look for some other ways to cooperate somewhere down the line in the future. The plans that we have, I cannot disclose live on air. That's what we've been accused of before. Every plan we have, we come on air and we announce it and our enemies will know. But I can assure you, we are getting there very slowly but surely. And once it happens, the world will hear about it. The deputy has something to say. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to ask our brother on the line, why is he so fixated on Yorubas, on what the Yorubas are saying? It appears you believe that the approach we are using is not working because you have made mention of it twice or more than that. You said we have been... Let me just... I'm asking you a question. You appear to be acquiescing to that particular position that the boycott, you mentioned that, and the protests are not working. That is why you are asking about alternative ways. In your own estimation, do you think that what we are doing is not working? And what is next alternative? You should have an alternative for you, for you to be saying that what we are saying is not working.
No. What you're talking is, you're right, okay? So, for me, we are just telling ourselves the truth. I can go my sometimes when you are fighting something, you don't use one strategy, you have different strategies. This strategy is not working. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not that boycotting doesn't mean that it's not working or whatever. What is,
my brother, sorry, we don't have much time. What is the effective way we should be adopting in order to get to our final destination? Because it appears that the boycotting, the protests have not been working. What is, in your own opinion, the appropriate and the best method to use?
You know why I'm doubting this boycotting? Sometimes, I'm sorry to use this word, but I'm doubting because in what Ghana, and with a lot of regions, and with the Yoruba region, and with the outside region, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not be able to boycott, but it's like, don't work against us. And most of us, we are not 100%. Some of people are not, 50-50, something like that. So I'm not going to know a situation where I know only in the or not there. Whatever, we can take that decision. So if you're not 2 against 1, you see, that's what I mean. Open up multiple fronts, boycotts, demonstration, sensitizing the people, keep on putting the pressure. What you guys are doing, you are doing marvelously well. Very, very okay. Hello?
We are listening. Go ahead.
And are you not part of us? You say what you guys are doing.
Well,
you are
no. I think we should, maybe he has a suggestion. He will give us a suggestion when he finishes.
No, leadership. You are the leadership. You are the leadership. You are the leadership. So we are following guys. We are followers. We are the leadership. So we have to give you guys the respect and things like that. So that's why what's the idea, what's the agenda, then we follow it up. So that's also what you guys are doing. Not that I'm an outsider, I'm an insider too. So that's what I'm calling. So, the thing is okay. No, so for me that is the problem because sometimes when we try to with good strategies, then sometimes like you've been sabotaged by Yorubas. And sometimes when they say they give people presidency or whatever, we don't even need to be president for us to be better. No, just restructure the difference. I know when you had problem with the authorities, then when you left Nigeria, they were talking about restructuring, but all of a sudden the thing just died down.
Because I'm not there because I was away for a while, so there's no pressure there from us. So that is why they stopped talking about it. But we are not interested in restructuring. We want to be free. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what the Yorubas do or what the other people do. What matters is what we do and our consistency. Consistency is the key. As I said before, an average Biafran man comes with a trader mentality. Profit or loss. I want my gain now. Or I want to know what my loss is now. We don't strategize. It is not long term. Most of the things we are doing in IPOB is long term. We have short term, we have medium term goals, and we have long term goals. And all of them are working in tandem to deliver one inescapable outcome. And that is the freedom for Biafra. I will ask our people to be a little bit more patient. Because after this, when everything else fails, we'll have to fight our way out of the mess that we are in. That is what history teaches us. And that is what we are likely to do in the near future. So we need, listen, it's very important that we prepare the minds of our people for that. Because our people we are very Republican by nature. Everything we do within IPOB is geared towards making sure we carry everybody, or at least the majority of our people, along in all that we do. It is very, very critical we understand this. We cannot be running 10,000 miles ahead, and when we look back, our people are not there with us. We need to explain every day, every morning, every night, to try to make people understand what we are doing and to take them along with us. There are some things we cannot hide from you, that is true, because of a very inquisitive Republican nature of wanting everything to be out in the open. But we must also be conscious of this very fact that we are surrounded by enemies. And we must proceed with caution. And that's exactly what we are trying to do.
Director, one more question, please.
Go ahead.
Like what you said before, that you are preparing, and I can guarantee that you prepare the minds of the Easterners, the Igbos, the Biafrans now. I can guarantee you that.
Are you sure?
I can tell you that. Because some of the things, when they say sit at home, people they respond. You know, when they say this, people they respond.
But will they go to war? Will they go to war? As they are coming, let me give you an example. If the day they came to my house, we had responded and killed Fulani people, or killed their commander, or maybe brought down one of their helicopters, and they start to kill Igbo people in Kanu, what will be your reaction? What will be your reaction in Switzerland?
Yeah, but we look for a way. Either we contribute.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. The amount of saboteurs and traitors we have now, some of them, you know that immediately during and after the war, a lot of our women were impregnated by Fulani and Hausa soldiers. Are you aware of that? A lot.
Yeah, very. If I leave the one in my compound.
Exactly. And most of them, anytime you see somebody on Facebook go against what IPOB is doing, I can guarantee you 100% that Fulani Hausa knows about him. That I can assure you. And listen. So if we go to war now to be free, to defend ourselves, to be free, the amount of saboteurs we are going to contend with will be almost 100% more than what Ojukwu faced between 67 and 70. And then they were deadly. Imagine what they can do now. Imagine what they can do now. What we need to do is to focus on ourselves. Forget Yoruba, forget what our Hausa people are doing. We focus on Biafra and carry out our strategy, our approach until we are free. Let us not concern ourselves with those people.
Yeah, Director, look at what I'm suggesting. For me, again, just a suggestion, okay? Like everything, since you have succeeded in sensitizing us now about this.
No, do you think, I keep asking you this question, is the sensitization enough to follow me to go to war? The answer is no. Is it enough for us to go to war now?
I want to know, it's not.
Ordinary referendum, they are finding it difficult. Because of 5,000 naira, they cannot sit in one place for 12 hours. Imagine going to war.
Good, yeah, no, wait, Director, listen, you have to, like as a leader, you have to have that patience. It's not easy. When you talk about saboteurs, anywhere there is war, there are saboteurs all over the world. It's not peculiar with the Biafrans or Nigerians or whatever. But what I'm trying to suggest is that if, like, the situation now, like you said, Okay, now referendum because of 5,000. What of if we want to? Okay, we have our decision, but let's go through a political wing to know whether we can consolidate. Because with that political wing, we can say, okay, this is the policy of our party. This is what we want to achieve. Anybody who wants to join the political party, you join, but you must follow our procedures and things like that, and our system and our manifesto.
I agree with you. I agree with you. In a civilized country, am I more popular than Ujubu, our head of state? I'm not up to his shoes or his stockings. I'm not up to his fingernail.
You are more popular because you are age now. You are in a modern age. You have information can disseminate all over the place. During time of we don't have this kind of communication.
Exactly. You're right. You're right in a way. Let me put it to you. Listen. Do you know it's a trap? They were waiting for us to make that mistake, and the Fulani INEC will decimate us. Fulani INEC will destroy us, because once we march into this political arena with them, well, that is what they are waiting for. You know what they will do? They will come to my village in Isiama Faruku and raise somebody who will contest against me should I choose to run. You know what they will do? They will rig and they will put that person in power. Then Yoruba media will say, hey, can't you see? They are not popular. The people have rejected him. That's what they want to do. And we can't allow them to do that. That is why we are saying that a repudiation of the 1999 Constitution by sitting at home as part of a referendum on the 16th of February will help them, or will help us to redraw the landscape of politics in the zoo and make things better. Without an equal playing field, nothing is ever going to happen. And on that note, we bring today's proceedings to a close. We bring it to a close. And hopefully we shall be here. This is our studio. It's very beautiful, actually. It's very beautiful. We shall try and make sure that we are here again next week Saturday, even before then, to preach this very gospel. All those questions that you have, keep bringing them. You know we are interactive all the time because we want to exchange views and ideas. If you defeat us, we will go with your views. If we defeat you, you come with us. That's what we believe in. All this tittle-tattle is meaningless and useless. We have answers for almost everything that you throw at us, because before we take any definitive stance, we have thought about it long and hard. But let me remind you this. Sabo will never stop trying. They will keep trying all they can to discourage you. But I welcome it, because that tells me who the hardcores are, who the flimsy ones are. And since we chased them away, those criminals, have they made any headway? No. If they don't mention Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, they remain irrelevant. That's how important we are. So for them to be listened to, any nonsense you write, any video clip you make, you must mention IPOB. You must mention Nnamdi Kanu, because without those two names, nobody will listen to you. That tells you how formidable we are. Thank you all for listening. And on behalf of our deputy here, Mazi Mefor, and Ozoka is also here too. Do you have an announcement to make? What do you want to say? Do you have a meeting? On the 9th, there's a meeting. Is it London or the whole of UK? At the usual place, Forest Gate, on the 9th. On the 9th. I think people are upset that you've not informed them that I've arrived. People are angry that our deputy has actually told them that I've arrived. You need to tell them. And can you liaise with the UK coordinator and make it a UK-wide meeting so I can address our people here? Okay? They've been sending messages. Okay. Gather them together so we can have a family meeting. Only for the hardcores, please. For hardcore, not for everybody. Coming 9th. Yeah, let's do it on the 9th. It's possible. Okay. So I'll be there at the meeting. We'll be there at the meeting. Yes.
So we shall be
yes. We'll broadcast live from there. And I want far more difficult questions. Not questions fueled by jealousy, because they can't be yours, can they? We are IPOB. We lead IPOB. So I can understand the natural jealousy, but you can't be yours. Because Chuko Kabiam asked me to come and do this job, not man. So I thank you all for listening. And of course, we shall see you next week. From me, from here, and on behalf of the deputy as well, and the entirety of IPOB family worldwide, it is good evening.